The following episode will contain spoilers. You have been warned.
You're listening to Cinema IRL, the podcast that throws you into the movie and asks the question, what would you do? Tonight, Amber and Scott are breaking down Shelby Oaks, because nothing says movie night like an abandoned town, a missing sister, and a camera you wish never turned on. And now, Cinema IRL.
I wish I could switch places for just one day.
What would you do?
Put yourself in my shoes.
How do we handle this?
What would you do?
Put yourself in my position.
What would you do?
Now it's your turn.
Demonic possession is a bitch. Like, seriously, like that. No, thank you. 1 out of 10 would not recommend.
Well, thank you for chiming in on that. I'm sure a lot of us were ready to redeem the Groupon on demonic possession. So thanks for letting us know.
Some people might give it a 3 out of 10. I mean, those people I'm not going to hang around with. They're not going to be my friends. But.
They're adventure seekers. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, this episode we are talking about Shelby Oaks. And Shelby Oaks is not a person, Shelby Oaks is a place. A woman's obsessive search for her missing sister leads her into a terrifying mystery at the hands of an unknown evil. So we have our character, kind of dueling main characters, Riley, who heads up a YouTube channel called Paranormal Paranoids, and her sister, Mia. And apparently, Riley is somehow connected to some otherworldly presence. So she has this YouTube channel, which she does visits and clips with a team of three other people. And sometimes she experiences things or feels things that the others don't. So she's connected somehow.
Yeah, and probably in a way she doesn't want to be.
I don't want to be connected to the underworld. I don't want to.
That's fair. That's fair. I don't know too many people who do.
Yeah, so this goes all the way back to when Riley is a young girl. And when she wakes up in the morning, she draws her dreams. And she also draws her nightmares. And one of those nightmares, which she draws, which she also shares with her family, is there's someone on the other side of the window. There's someone looking in at me when I sleep at night. And there's no evidence that this happened, but there is a crack in the window. And this theme of someone being in the window shows up in various ways throughout the film, because ultimately the 4 people connected to paranormal paranoids disappear as they had been looking at this abandoned prison. And Riley got really freaked out, and then they took a break, and then they all disappeared. And the internet assumed it was some sort of prank to get views or attention, but ultimately Riley's 3 co-hosts turn up dead, and Riley's missing, and 12 years pass.
Yeah, you don't have 12 years and 3 deaths as part of a PR stunt.
Yeah, you're not very realistic if you think there's going to be interest to pay off after 12 years. Yeah.
Yeah, the only people who would do 12 years and 3 people dead are dictators. They might do it as a PR stunt, but they'd probably do other PR stunts in those 12 years as well, like killing more people.
Okay, I don't know where you're going with that.
Nowhere.
Okay, so in the 12 years, Mia is convinced that her sister's alive, but everything turns up dry, and it's almost like a cult thing where people spray paint and put things different places of who took Riley. What was her last name?
Patterson, right?
No, it wasn't Patterson. It was a B. Riley Bennington something.
Brennan.
Yeah, Riley Brennan. Thank you. And someone approaches Mia about doing a documentary about Riley and everything that happened. So she's in the middle of this documentary, filming it, talking, sharing the story. And someone shows up at her door and says, "She let me go," and then shoots himself in the head. And he has a tape. And this tape has additional footage of the last moments that Riley, before she disappeared, and also some back footage. And it sends Mia on a new trip, a new voyage to try to find, crusade to find Riley. So what would you do if someone you loved went missing under those circumstances?
I mean, I'd obviously try to find them, but like, there is a point at which you have to say, okay, like, unless you know somehow that they're alive, like, not I have a gut feeling they're alive, or I know in my gut that they're alive, but like you truly actually like somehow know they're alive, which you're not going to, eventually you have to give up.
So unlike Mia, who was waiting 12 years trying to find Riley and keep that alive, if your wife died, you would probably wait 12 days.
Do I know she's dead?
I mean, does Mia know Riley's dead? No. There's no evidence that she's dead.
I don't think she was dating her sister.
Well, I'm just drawing a different comparison. The relationship is irrelevant for the sake of our conversation. If someone you love all of a sudden went missing, how long do you hold out hope?
I mean, you hold out hope for a while. I mean, like several months.
Oh my gosh, this is so devastating. So if I disappear, I get several months of your interest and then you're up on Tinder?
Well, no, I didn't say it like that. Like I would spend
Several
probably
months.
I would
2-3 months.
No, probably closer to 6 months where you are no. You see, you're saying wow, but you haven't let me finish yet. For 6 months, I am going to be like solely dedicated to this is my life. Like I'm going to do everything under my power to attempt to find you. I won't do anything else in life. That's what I will do. And the truth of the matter is that if I spend 6 months trying to find you and I fail, like I consider myself reasonably smart.
But you don't have control over clues and evidence and things turn up. Sometimes murders are solved or crimes are solved years and years after they occurred. So if there are any divorce attorneys listening to this episode, please reach out, leave a comment, and we can chat because this has been very insightful.
So many of our episodes apparently are, quote, insightful.
Are they?
That's what I hear.
Huh. Who knew? So
I should do a transcript search for
Really?
for like the number of times the word insightful has been used on this podcast.
I mean, I think you should be grateful for the word insightful because that's probably making me muffle another word that I would prefer to use. So Mia then gets access to this tape. She watches it, and now she's like, okay, I know that something's wrong here. And she shares a story with her spouse and of how one time as a child she slept in Riley's room. She felt the presence at the window. The window cracked. She heard something. She felt something. And her husband responds with, Mia, you need help. So what would you do if you were either Mia or her husband Robert in that situation? Someone telling you about what happened to them as a child, or you telling someone what had happened, and that's the reaction?
If I want to keep my genitals attached, I'm not going to say you need help. Because if I say that, I'm going to need help.
Yeah. Given the context of what was going on at that time, and also, too, Mia had that guy kill himself right in front of her, and she was sprayed with blood. It happened, just inches from her. And she's been through a lot just with that alone, even discounting everything over the last 12 years. So, yeah, you need help. What would I do? Oh, yeah, no, I'd be, again, going to the podcast saying, any divorce attorneys, please leave a comment and reach out.
I mean, listen, you can think it. You can think whatever you want. This is not 1984. There were no thought police. But you better be a good actor.
And not only did he say that, he said that, and he got up and he left the room.
Yeah, that guy is what we like to call a piece of shit.
So what would you do if you were Mia and that's the reaction you got from your spouse?
Well, I know I was on my own, that's for sure.
Yeah, and at that point, she definitely starts moving on her own. She ultimately winds up driving out into the dark, going to see the prison where Riley's last official YouTube video was done. She goes in the middle of the night, goes to this prison and brings a flashlight. What would I do? I would not go to a spooky, potentially haunted prison after dark by myself, not telling anybody. What the actual F?
Yeah, for one, I don't know that I'm going to the spooky dark prison, period. But yeah, for sure, I'm doing it in the light, and I'm doing it where someone, it doesn't have to be my piece of shit husband, But
The police, the detective you've been talking to, somebody knows where
no,
you are.
You can't tell the authorities
yeah,
you're
that
going
you're
to break
breaking.
into a prison.
Oh, okay, fair enough. That's right. You could leave a note, though.
I mean, have a best friend, have somebody you can tell, hey,
I don't
listen.
think she had any best friends. I mean, I didn't see any girls' night margarita, kind of.
Yeah, they
in
cut
the
those
movie.
scenes.
They did.
The happy
Those are
hour
the cutting
scenes got
room floor.
cut.
If you're going to put yourself in a precarious situation, either tell someone or leave some sort of information where someone knows where you were last. Because I don't know, gee, didn't that just happen to your sister? You were somewhere and you disappeared and no one knew where to look.
And your sister had 3 people with her.
Yeah.
So you going alone, that's stupid.
So she does ultimately find some little tidbits of information where this one kind of haunted cell was with the guy. It was actually the jail cell of the guy who killed himself in front of her. So like things are starting to come together. All the pieces are starting to form, but she still can't find Riley. And she drives again in the dark after almost being attacked by a dog, but some sort of, I don't know, Beelzebub black demon thing grabs the dog.
Yeah.
At the like 9-foot deep black demon being around, I think I'm kind of out at that point. That thing was scary.
Yeah. Yeah.
What would I do if something like that, when I realized I had crossed some sort of line where that is what we are dealing with? You can't fight that. You don't have enough to fight that girl.
Yeah, there's a certain point where you just have to be like, yeah, this is out of my pay grade. I'm sorry, sis.
Well, and she does ultimately continue on her search for Riley that night in the dark, wandering through the woods, and she finds a woman in this house in the middle of nowhere, which a dog in the middle of the woods kind of leads her to. And the woman is standing in the dark saying, "Oh, hi, would you want to come in and get something to drink? Do you want a snack?" Hell no, I don't.
Well, I mean, maybe if you're wanting to investigate, but let me tell you, like, I looked at that house.
It was scary. It was scary because there was mold all over the walls.
So this is the thing. No, it wasn't mold. I thought it was mold.
Oh, is it demonic possession?
It had to be, because there's no chance that there is that much mold
And she's not
in
dead?
that house, and she's not dead from it. Like,
No, she didn't look good. She did not look good.
but that much mold, not looking good would have been
That's
amazing.
a good point. That's a good point. As I think about other horror movies, a presence did manifest itself with things like that. So actually, that's a good observation.
Yeah,
on your
I
part.
think it's got to be something, because mold's the only thing I could think of that's of this world. And no, I go in there, I see that. I mean, but here's the problem. Like, you're already kind of suspecting this is something demonic or otherworldly, and all of a sudden you stumble across this thing where you're like, oh shit, this is demonic or otherworldly. Huh. I wonder if my sister could be here.
Yeah, and she texts her husband saying, "You find my phone, call the police, send the police." And
that's why you never turn off Find Your Phone.
yeah, I don't know if you get reception out there in the middle of the woods. Oh gosh, so this rapidly goes downhill. The woman actually does know her daughter, or her sister rather, even though Mia had asked early on, "Do you recognize this woman?" And she said no, but ultimately she does know her, and she and likely her son, who is the guy who is in the prison cell, who's the guy who shot himself in the head, have been keeping her underground, chained and tied up for the last 12 years, and also giving birth to some baby, which is not very old. It's a baby. It's not a 12-year-old kid. She's been missing for 12 years, and this baby is a couple months old.
Yeah. Like, they kept her chained up for a while, then he impregnated her.
Yeah, and this is where I start to get a little confused, because the guy, what's his name, Wilson, who had shot himself, who was the prisoner, when he shows up on Mia's door, he says, "She finally let me go." So it's like, was Riley possessing him? Or was the mom possessing him? Who let him go? So was the mom?
The mom let him go. That's what I eventually came to the determination of, is that the mom let him go somehow. But that's the thing, is that she didn't let him go. She
let him leave the house, but
she
he was
unwittingly sent him on a mission. Because we learn, I mean, I'm never going to say spoiler alert because I said it as the first words of this podcast. The demon didn't want Riley.
He invested a lot of time in the whole Riley thing to say, oh, yeah, no, this is really about Mia. I mean, that is a slow cook over 12 years and impregnating Riley and all of that. That kind of just didn't even make sense to me. But the one thing I did notice is after 12 years of being imprisoned in this dungeon, being absolutely filthy, apparently they were still trimming her bangs because she still had bangs. As a guy, I don't know if you would notice that, but everything about her is neglected and deteriorated, but she still has bangs. So they've been trimming her bangs.
I have to admit, I did not notice the bangs.
So what would I do if I was imprisoned in some sort of demonic basement? I'd say, it's okay. You don't have to feed me. Just trim my bangs. Just keep my bangs trimmed.
Well, here's a what would you do? What would you do if your missing sibling turns out to be part of a demon's plan and attacks an infant? Would you protect the child, or would you believe your sibling?
Okay, so I will answer that, but I want to take a step back because the child, when they're at the house, is in a crib, and the crazy mom is slitting open her wrists and dripping blood all over the baby and doing some sort of ceremony.
Oh, yeah, and that's if you're going to slit your wrists, that's how you're supposed to do it.
And let me tell you, if that baby had some sort of ceremony and some whack job's blood all over it, I'd be thinking that baby is messed up. There's some sort of, either it's possessed or has some sort of curse or whatever. I would not be wanting to bring that baby home. So in regards to your question about when Riley ultimately wants to smother the baby with a pillow later, once everyone goes back to Mia's house, that baby never would have made it to the house.
Oh yeah, that demon's half baby. No, that baby's half demon.
It looks adorable, but there's no way anyone undergoes a ceremony like that, and it's just, oh, you're okay, you're just your normal self.
Well, I mean, presumably,
Blood.
Wilson, and he went all commander style on Riley, and that's how the thing turned out, and we pretty much know that Wilson was possessed. So it was basically the demon having his way with Riley. So that's like a half demon. And Riley knew that. Riley's like, yeah, this might have come from me, but it's got to go now.
Yeah, and that goes to the fact that the film starts off with Mia talking about how she and her husband Robert couldn't have children. They tried, didn't work out. So when Riley comes home after going through all of this and the baby comes with them, she's really lit up saying, you know, we weren't sure what was going to happen, but it made sense to bring the baby home. And she's smiling because she always wanted a baby. And then ultimately walks in and sees Riley approaching the crib like with a pillow, like she's going to smother the baby.
Don't kill the baby!
Yeah.
Kill the baby.
What would you do if you were Riley? If you had 12 years of insight of what had been going on and what was the real story here, what would I do? I'd probably do what Riley did. I mean...
Oh, I would have done it, but you know what? I'm not going to tiptoe over to the crib and stand there. I'm going to just smother the baby.
Well, she was trying to be quiet to not alert Mia because Mia was around and...
Yeah, but you can keep going. Like,
you just lunge at the baby and smother it?
People do so many things in slow motion in horror type films.
That's true. That's true.
You could just, walk over calmly, put the pillow over the baby's face, and just smother. Just smother.
And to be clear, neither one of us are advocating for the murder of babies. Babies are beautiful, wonderful things. If
it's a demon's baby, I'm advocating for its death.
Yeah,
but you have to kind of know.
You really have to have all of the information.
Yeah,
and Riley did. She had been living in that situation for 12 years, so she was
She had been raped by a demon. She knew where that demon came from. She's like, no. Listen, like kids and all, this one's got to go.
Yeah, that was basically the prequel to The Exorcist, and Damien. That was not a good baby.
Yeah, no, there are definitely. When you have a demon, baby, it's got to go.
Bye-bye, baby.
We hope you enjoyed our episode. Thank you for listening. And to catch all the new episodes, please subscribe. We release 2 to 3 episodes weekly, so we'll have new content regularly. Until next time.